My name is Stephen and this is my channel, Heart's Delight Exports. Hello. Am I doing something of interest to you? Okay, so today, obviously we're not in the workshop. We're not cooking anything. We're working on a different project that I don't usually show myself doing very much of. Today, I'm working on my quilt and I'm sewing things. So, I've gotten my quilt to the point that all the patches have been joined and that face of the quilt has been mostly finished, at least 75%. It still needs a border around the edge, but for the most part, that part is ready. Now, because a lot of those patches were t-shirts, and t-shirts come in a variety of thicknesses, some cotton shirts are thicker than some polyester, whatever the material is, it doesn't matter. But some shirts are thicker than others. I've mostly compensated for that already by putting the thin shirts on a backing to help make it all one thickness. But I am concerned that if I do it the way I'm planning to, then the front panel of the quilt and the back panel of the quilt will make a very light quilt when it's all finished. And I'd like it to be at least a little bit heavier than that. So I started looking around the house and trying to figure out what do I have that I can put into this quilt that'll help bump up the thickness and the heaviness of it. I'm not sure of this, but I think my daughter likes heavier quilts. This kind of sinks around her and snuggles into her. There's no way to be sure until she's older and can tell me. So I have some receiving blankets and I've taken the time to try to get them to line up. And I'm going to sew them together so that I'm making, hopefully, fabric panels that are long enough to cover the front panel of the quilt, if that makes sense. I hope it does. But that's the plan anyway. Once I get these two joined together, I'll get a couple more and join those together, and then I'll join the completed panels together and lay it out on my quilt and see if I got enough fabric out of it to do the job. Now, the thing is, I can only work on this quilt when my daughter is down for a nap. If I try to work on it while she's awake, she'll come over and start batting at the needle, which is really not something I want to happen. I don't want her to get her finger in around that needle and maybe get sewn to her quilt. So, I have about 50 minutes. I have a bit less than an hour to try to see how much I can get done. I'm pretty good with the sewing machine. I'm not an expert. I did get some lessons back in high school from Miss Robinson, who I didn't give enough respect to at the time, seeing how much I like doing this now. But I hope to get some of this done. I want to get at least a couple of these panels joined together and see how far I can get. Alright, so that's one panel joined together. Now what I've been doing with all the other pieces is to fold over the joint and sew the joint again. I don't know what that's called. I never got that advanced in home ec, but I like the look of the joint better, and I like the idea that it's flatter. So I'm going to do that in these pieces as well, because I really don't want to trim this end off. So on the back side, I end up with 2 lines showing. But on the front side, once you discount the bad start there, the lump of thread, I end up with 1 line showing and a nice fold where it's been folded over. That gives me a fairly good sized piece of fabric, but I might still need 1 more to go on the end. I'm not positive on that because I haven't measured it. You might be surprised to know, but I haven't measured what I need to see if that's going to be big enough. I'm just taking it for granted that I need at least 4 of these, and it might possibly be 6. So next ones are a pink and a yellow combination. I've gotten them lined up by the cleaning tags on them, and we'll start with that next. And then I'll join the 2 panels together. Trying to keep the pedal foot next to the thread line so that I have a fairly tight joint and that things are nice and close together. Now the thing is, I gotta join these 2 panels together, and I'm not sure that they're the same length. So that's going to be interesting. The more experienced quilters will notice I'm not using pins. I don't tend to, not on this project anyway. I have done it. I have used pins before, but on this project, for some reason, I've been doing everything freehand and just let it come out as it will and see how it goes. Trim it afterwards and not worry too much. Yeah, that's what I thought. This white one with all the little flowers on it and butterflies and stuff is longer than the other receiving blankets that I'm using here. I'll just have to worry about that later. One thing is for sure, this project is taking up a lot of thread. Because I'm making a lot of weird joints and stuff, it's burning through a lot of spools of thread. Now the thing is, it's all dollar store thread, so it's not like it's costing me much. But I need to refill a couple of spools, and I found it's best to, when I do some, to do 2 or 3. I've done 4 and 5 at a time at times, just to not have to stop the next time to do it. Now there's a whole complicated system of winding this around so that you can use this little jobby to hold the thread, and all you got to do is press on the pedal and you fill the thread spool, right? She's pushed over and ready to go. But I found that this is the easiest way for me. I just start winding it up. I got the thing held on a pencil, and I keep my finger next to the spool so that I can feel when it's actually close to full, because it's slipped off and wrapped around the stand, I don't know what the name of the thing is, but it's wrapped around the metal, and that hasn't been fun to take off. As it gets closer to full, you'll find that it's not taking as much. It's starting to slip. That's when it's done. But I know if the top spool is empty, it's only a few minutes, maybe a bit more panel wise, before the bottom one will be empty and need to be changed too. So I fill 2 now and it's safer for me. Hello. Am I doing something of interest to you? Really? This is why I can't get things done. Go on. Go on. So, I'm almost done this part. And it's a good thing because I gotta go get the baby up. But I need to sew over this joint first. And I got some ugly thread all about. Still gonna take some cutting off because this one was way longer than I needed. But it was about the right width. So, can I get this done before I gotta go get the baby up or before she wakes herself up? That's the question. Most days she'll wait for me to come and get her, but there are those rare days where she'll come out to me. So now that's done. I have to cut off this streamer of fabric that I don't need. But it matched up pretty close on there, and seeing the edges uneven, I can cut it back nice and good. So that's pretty good. Okay, so that's the end for my quilting video for today. Pretty ugly along there. I don't know what I'm going to do for a thumbnail for this, but should it be like... It feels so ridiculous and silly. But, you know, something like this. But this has been another video for Hairstyle Exports, and this has been another one of my hobbies that I invited you in to take a look at. If you have constructive criticism, then you're more than welcome to leave it in the comment box below. I'm not a tailor. I'm not even a good hobby quilter, so this is not a professional level job. But I have done a few. This is number 4, number 5 now that I've made, and each one is a little bit better than the last. Maybe only a little bit, but it's still a little bit better, and I'm making progress. I'm nowhere near the level that my mother is at this, but maybe she's the one to give me the bug for it. But I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're staying safe, keeping clean. Get some exercise. Go outside and enjoy the sunshine. I hope you're having a good day. I'll see you in the next video. Let's keep going. You want to see what the quilt looks like when it's done? You'll have to come back and see.